Hello everyone, this is Kuro's Kai, and this is my first walkthrough of my sanctuary settlement in Fallout 4. This particular build has a couple things going for it. One, it's not complete yet. I would honestly say it's probably about maybe 25 to 30% done. Most of it is decorating, but I do have infrastructure left to build. Two, this is the PC version of the game, which means that there are mods, quite a few. In fact, my entire list is somewhere around 130 from what I know. Most of them have nothing to do with crafting, but that's neither here nor there. Third thing, I am, for the sake of doing editing and also this walkthrough, just in case I fall off something really high, having God mode on, and I also have the time of day set to stay at 9 a.m. so that the sunlight and everything is uniform all the way throughout, so I can kind of see what it looks like in every single building based on angles. It's pretty useful to have. Some other stuff that you might notice: I do not have any real water supply yet. That's going to be part of it. This is going to be 100% fenced in all the way around. There will be a couple parts where they're not, because there's some houses that I'm not building on yet, don't really need to, and we will see from there. Now, the architecture design that I picked, more or less uniform. It's going to be shacky, where I built on top of things. You can kind of see it in the distance, and I did use some mods to get various new types of walls with windows. I like windows. They will affect frame rate. In fact, I'm pretty sure the frame rate will drop pretty quickly when it comes right down to it here. But at the same time, it's fun to do, and we will get started. So, as you can see, coming over the bridge, the only part of the fence that I have put in at the moment is the gate, which is wide open because, well, not really doing much anything else. But one of the parts that took me the longest was this wonderful little walkway, which I built on both sides, crosses on a few areas, and also follows the curve of the road, which I thought was one of the more challenging aspects to building this. I think it took me about 8 hours or so to put this together properly. Um, it does actually work really well and something I enjoy, and um, making the rest of the settlement work towards this has been somewhat of a challenge. So some of the buildings connect to the walkway, other ones don't. It should make things fun. This building I haven't done anything with yet. Plan is maybe for a jail, sheriff's office, what have you. Maybe put some barracks above it. When it's all said and done, I haven't quite decided yet. I do have my power armor garage right here. And what's nice about it is I just basically put in a power armor on here, the X01 version. Um, and I also put an interesting little roof here so that I can use the jetpack to get in and out. I just thought it was cool to have it, and I wanted an excuse to use this, so I did. Um, Basic station for armoring, although that's going to be used mostly for power armor at that point. And haven't done much for decorating there, but we have my landing pad, recruitment beacon, which currently is not turned on, and also my siren in case there's an attack. Also, since I figured we're having things that are able to fly a little bit, this is my radar tower where someone will be stationed. Apparently, I need to put a new desk down, which is okay. I have no problem putting a new desk down there. Like I said, this is mostly just fleshed out, so it's not quite done. There's the radar right there, and that's pretty much the power armor garage at the moment. Obviously, I'll be able to fill up with more as time goes on, which should be interesting. Next building that I've actually done something with, although it's not 100% done, it's a little bit closer, is my gun shop and manufacturing area. So, just basically turn the house into a shop, put in some counters, have some guns on the wall. Was able to make them in my workshop area, put some mats down in case there's some sparks or what have you. Do have a little fan for venting, although I probably should work on that a little bit more. The door does clip a little bit in the wall, but I kind of like how that looks, just to make it more protective. And this is going to be whoever manages the place's bedroom. I did glass in the place. As you can see, I did put window pieces in there, which is a lot of fun. Once again, doesn't really do much with the frame rate here, simply because of the fact that the unit itself already had windows there. I do have basic bathroom not finished, and I put a lot of ammunition and stuff in these boxes here, so I have a lock on the door so that when I do actually get settlers, they won't be able to open it up on me. I was going to turn this into a clothing and basic armor shop. The next house is going to be medical. As you can see, I haven't quite built on top of that yet, but it's going to be a house where the stilts are, and then I'm going to turn this into a walkway where it's not, so that way I will be able to build a house similar in size to this one, creating rooms and whatnot from there. And next house on there, it was supposed to be mine, but I made a different decision about that, so we'll get to that a little bit later. At the moment, it's just clean. As you can kind of see, there are some mods to make the house roof look better in some cases. Also, the floors, although not windows, I will be filling that in when I fill in the walls here. At the moment, this is my bed. There was a mod for that as well. I haven't done anything with the dressers. And because I do have power running here, I do have TV and other basic lights able to reach. Um, this house here is going to be a general manufacturing area, so it's going to have a little of everything. One of the cool things I did was make a little secret room, which is kind of what I'm going to be doing with all the houses that have that type of a build, is put something like that in there. The sheriff's office is going to have that as a jail cell, is one of the ideas that I was thinking. Going to clean this out or make it into a basic area. Haven't decided yet. Like I said, lots of choices, and since I'm not that far in, plenty of things to flesh out. This will be my shopping area. I haven't really done too much above, but as you can see, there's where it says shop. It's apparently open, but I have no one working there and I have no one shopping there. So this is where the place where everyone that travels into the village can get stuff. And above it, I was going to put an administrative area, and haven't filled that out yet itself, so there's nothing in there at the moment. Above that's just an open area. I might make this like a little picnic area, but it does lead to the restricted power area, power room. So I have some basic fusion generators modded again, solar power generators modded again, and the beginning of my power lines to go out to the rest of the settlement, which I have them at a high point so that they don't decapitate or trip people as they go through the village. One of the other things that you'll notice is along the little bridge that I have. We'll get back down to it in a what now? God mode. One of the nice things we have going on here is along the bridge I did wire it so that it's not obtrusive. I wanted to try to make it look as clean as possible, although it does have the shacky look to it, which is fine. As you can see, the bridge itself still continues along till about here, and in terms of the fencing, I said I was going to cut off some parts of it, so I was thinking about cutting off those two houses and following along and continuing down that way. It saves a little bit of room, and I'm not sure about doing a second gate. I may, because I do have an idea for some weapon platforms. Not necessarily turret placements, but there will be some, obviously, for defense. And one last house over here. Haven't done anything with this one. I'm thinking, based on the cabinet that happens to be here, that I may or may not turn this into a school or something to that effect. Haven't decided. I just threw beds in here just to have them, to see how many settlers I can put in. There's going to be more because I haven't built the bar slash hotel yet, or anything like that. Now, in terms of my crafting and actual decorating, this is the only house I've decorated so far. Umbrella with umbrella stand, little tables, paintings. I did put in a basic bedroom in here, so it has the fan. One of the other ones is I did put a Joy of Painting mod on there, so you do have some happy little trees. Kind of need those after the apocalypse. Checkerboard took a little bit of time. That's using the OC Decorator application or mod. Another Bob Ross painting. Little couch and television. Like I said, there's mods to get better furniture on that one that doesn't look ratty. Basic kitchen table. Basic stove and whatnot, even though they're not going to be in use, but it looks good. And the bathroom. And I'll be taking these photos out apparently and putting different ones in their place. No worries though. Like I said, this is just the kind of idea of the type of decorating I'm going to be doing. Um, the rest of the house is not fleshed out yet, except for the basic infrastructure. So a little bit more room for some things, a little bit less room for others. It's not as quirky, and that's because the chimney didn't get in the way. And I was hoping that I could do a little bit more with that, with the chimney not in the way, but at the same time it does make it a little interesting. Have the second house over here. As you can see, it's not one of the ones attached to the walkway either, although I probably could manage it. This one, the chimney kind of got in the way here, so I'm going to be building around it, which I can definitely do. Kitchen, living room kind of mixed in, maybe on both sides here, and then where bathroom's going to be, 1 bedroom, 2 bedrooms, or I can turn this into a living room study area. Who knows? Like I said, the options are endless, and we'll see about decorating when I finally get to that stage. And from what I can guess, it's going to be a while. It's going to be a little while, which is fine. And next up is the other sets of houses that I've actually completed. So here was an interesting one. The houses aren't on the same angle, and at first they weren't the same size, which I managed to make. And I kind of had it follow a little bit of a curve as well. You can definitely see it up here, and it does fill in, so there are no holes in the wall, even though that looks like there should be. The roof and the back walls were a little more interesting to do as well, but I do have the basic house here. And I said this is what I'm talking about, chimney getting in the way. I could probably decorate around that if I need to, or just build a little bit of a wall around it. So living room, kitchen area is going to be here, another bathroom. Kind of see that I have some similar floor plans. So I wanted to have, think of it like the HOAs for sanctuary. People get to have the same type of building and houses. Very similar. Once again, another chimney in the way. Just surprised how it did it. But then again, the houses weren't the same height. Difference on a hill. So something I will have to tweak and work on. But still happy with how it looks so far. Threw up another spiral staircase, and this is me being greedy. This is going to be my house when it's all said and done. So both sides taking up a lot of room. I could probably build infrastructure. Building the walls is not as difficult with the right products. Basically, if you put it in the floor before the roofs go on, or the flooring for the upper floor, you can actually stack it. So I would remove a piece, put the door frame in here, move another piece, put this one here and here and here, and basically just fill it in, and then put the floors back down to cover it up. That's one of the easiest ways to get them where you want. If you wanted to do one that's kind of in between, that does take some measuring, and the simple intersection mod was actually pretty useful because it allows me to overlap some stuff without any real problem. I will have 2 balconies. Haven't decided what I'll put on there. Maybe if I have a swimming pool mod, I might put something up on that one. Once again, this is my house. It's going to be awesome. Going to be on an episode of Cribs for MTV. Probably not. And let's take a look here. So that's this house. This one is one of the few, or the only one at the moment, that I have connected to the actual walkway, which I like using the walkway. I'm going to have it for guard posts. There's going to be turrets facing both sides, on both sides of the road, in order to be an extra level of protection in case some raiders get in. And some other plans at the moment. I was going to put the bar restaurant there. That seems to be a common theme. I have my greenhouse here with power supply, basic water at the moment, but figured that I have a little bit of fun with the planters. Wanted to have a somewhat easy area, and there's a lot of food to be grown, intended to, so I'm going to have the little villagers do it for me because I'm lazy and they owe me for building them a home. Be like Christopher Walken from The Rundown. Eventually, if I need to, I can expand it further out, like using the foundations if I need to here. And as I said, the fencing is going to probably go around to here. That's where I'm going to be putting the water purification plant, and fence going all the way around. I was going to be putting some weapon platforms about here, probably one over there, one on the other side, because that's not as big of an area. and possibly one near the back where someone might come around there as well. But we'll see what happens. At the moment, I would say this is Sanctuary version zero point 0.5 at the moment, so it's not actually fully fleshed out, as I mentioned. A lot of work. Kind of wanted to show everyone what I was up to and see what everyone thinks. Ooh, I have some wood to get rid of. Yay, let's get rid of that. I thought I didn't miss anything from cleaning up the place. Oh well. Well, this is my sanctuary once again. This is also Kuro's Kai, and talk to you later.